Thank you for joining me in this watercolor lesson of painting rose. Meeden sent me their watercolor papers. All are 100% cotton. 3 types of textures: cold press, hot press, and rough, for me to do some comparisons in my demonstrations. If you want to try these papers, look down in the description for the coupon code. Today I'm going to use the cold press paper for this lesson. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, here's an exciting new reason for you to subscribe now. From here on, I will publish 3 new learning videos every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on Sunday, the reference image for the video that most viewed and commented, I will upload it on YouTube for my subscribers to download. How to subscribe? Click the subscribe button below this video. I will give you 5 seconds before we start the painting. You know, I use exclusively the brushes from enjoyingart. Order yours today at enjoyingart.com brushes. Now I'm going to use a little red color to do a little bit drawing. Let's find out where is the location for the main flower. So I'm going to have it right in the middle, or maybe move it a little bit more to the right side. So I'm going to put a little bit at the top over here. This is the tip. Okay, this is on this side and the right, and this is the bottom. So yeah, this kind of diagonal angle. So coming over here and take a look on this side. It will be right about here, like this. Okay, this is good. No worry. Just put a little light color in. So now I know the tip over here, and they're coming down like this. And now after you knowing the limit on the left side, right side, and the top, and so it's very easy to getting all the locations like that, and roughly, and then so see the whole shape coming down over here like this, from here all the way coming up and right here like that. Okay, and this is good. I'm going to walk you through every step of how to see the different petals, how to relate them together. Okay, right here. And coming from here, there's another, this is very interesting petal, like that. Okay, roughly, just put those locations in, and then we're going to start painting them. So right in the middle over here, there's a big shape like that. This is good. A little bit like this. This is good. All right. So this is the location of the flower, and there's a petal over here. There's a little gap over here like that, and coming all the way down over here. Okay, coming in, and then this petal star coming out, and here you go. This is pretty good. And here we go. There's another shape, another petal. There's another petal on this side. This is pretty good. The rough shape is already there. This is good. And another petal coming on this side. We're gonna looking for shapes and how the shapes relate all those together. And this is another shape coming over here, down over here like that. Okay, that's good. Pretty simple, easy. And if you think easy, you will convince yourself it will be easy. So be positive. You can do it. Okay, that's good. Like that. So it's from bigger and going smaller and smaller, like that. Okay, this is good. There's a light shape right in here. And here you go. There's a light shape coming right away in here. There's a little triangle, a little bit darker. Now get a little bit smaller and smaller, like that. And if you need to use a graphite pencil, go for it. Okay, use a graphite pencil and have fun. Okay, this is good. We're going to come back to a little bit other petals, but let's give a little suggestions of where are the vertical line. Those are vertical line. That's very beautiful, and this is why I took these photos. It looks very interesting. I have different layers, so I'm not gonna do too much cross over here. It's gonna be like this, from this coming down through this here and at the bottom and go all the way. So I have a little bit diagonal, not vertically coming down. That is just make it more interesting. And here you go, that little bit purple color. And I have another stem coming down over here. That's for the flower. And then we're gonna take a look at over here, and this is another shape over here, very interesting. I'm gonna have this, leave it a little bit later, okay, coming down like this and like that. So I'm gonna try to leave this those light shape when I paint the background, right? Okay, get a little bit red, and I'm gonna have this right from here all the way going up like that. And there's one, there's another one on the other side. Okay, that's a little bit thicker to create a nice comparison. Okay, a little bit contrast. And there's a little flower petal coming down over here. There's another one over here. And also gonna have some very soft color on the back over there. Okay, this is good. I'm gonna have a little bit also another coming, a little stem coming on the other side. Okay, this is good. Wow, that's almost ready. So we're gonna have some of the red colors. So I'm gonna put that right on top of this. I maybe wash that a little bit later after I have the background. Okay, it just looks pretty good. Before we go into the background, I'm going to start applying some base color onto the flower. And we're not expecting to finish the whole flower before we do the background. And let's see how the Meeden Cold Press watercolor paper would work for us. Okay, now I'm going to take a little red color. Okay, I'm going to put it right here. And mostly it's red just fine. But I see that little bit tiny purplish red. So I'm going to take this red shade blue color. Okay, it's make it a little bit more pure. This is good. Look at that. That's pretty good. Interesting. And have a little bit tiny French ultramarine. Okay, like that. Okay, now I'm going to just take a little bit water, make it a little bit tiny lighter. Now I'm going to take a look at this. Is where's the big group? I see the big group over here. Can you see that? That's the big group. I'm going to leave a little bit light shape over here like that. Here we go. That's good. I'm going to have the bigger group right here like that. This is good. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit red. I'm going to have a little bit brighter. Okay, here you go. Over here. I'm going to take a look at this, except just a little bit gap over here. And mostly, and there's also a little bit lighter too. And they are a little bit light color all together. So over here, and then the tip over here. Okay, coming down. This is pretty good. Looking for bigger before looks the details. Okay, coming all the way here. This is good. And all on this side, they are in there. A little bit cast shadow. Okay, here you go. Like that. And they catch the shadow. We're going to see how this paper would retain the brightness. Okay. Often, we're a little bit frustrated after the painting dryer, and it seems the color getting very dull, and I need to be immediately getting another layer to try to brighten it up, right? So I'm going to see how this color is going to help us. Okay, that's good. Like that. You see, I'm covering the shape like that. And just no worry. Just put a little shape over here. Have a little bit light shape over here, but here I have a little bit lighter color. So also over here, a little bit lighter color too. I'm gonna have this little bit shape over there. This is good. Now I'm gonna put that in here. I'm gonna continue and get a little bit. If you have a little bit purple color, you maybe add a little purple color. You maybe make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit brighter. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna have a little bit lighter over here. That can be a lot darker, like this. A lot darker right in here. Okay, this is good. And we're gonna come back in a bit. And this also, see this also a little bit darker, but leave a little gap over there. This is good. Okay, that's wonderful. And this brush is long enough, the hair, so you can have it like pushing it down, so you have a little bit more blending very much. I'm gonna have a little bit more, okay, coming over here. Have a little bit more, and as well as a little bit darker in the back over there. So take a little bit red, have a little bit more Prussian blue. Not Prussian blue, sorry. It is the French ultramarine. So I'm gonna have this color coming over here. A little bit more blue. Here you go, like that. And also have a little bit light shape of the stem at the front. So I'm gonna have this. This is good. I'm gonna have this color, and I can make the color a little bit darker in the back. Okay, this is good. I have a little bit purple-ish color, and coming into, okay, get a little bit more red right here, and have a little bit gradient. Okay, this is good. I have right here. I'm gonna have a little bit darker. Like a little bit darker. Have a little bit blue over here too. Okay, here we go. Coming down over here. This is good. I'm gonna have also a little bit shadow on this side. Okay, this is good. All right. Okay, we're gonna continue. Have a little bit more bluish color from here, and immediately it's gonna start changing to a little bit more red. Okay, is looking for shapes is very, very important in most of the painting process. Okay, doesn't matter what medium we're using, and it's very important looking for the shape. Okay, right in here I'm gonna have a little bit lighter, just a little bit lighter inside this shape. I'm gonna put that in here. Okay, that's just good, like that. I'm gonna come in to get some a little bit tiny, a little bit darker. Looks like in the middle it has a little bit more red, right? I'm gonna get a little bit more red over here, and take a look at this. We're gonna put in this a little bit smaller, darker shape. Okay, putting over there. This is good, like this. That's wonderful. And I'm gonna have that a little shape right there. So this shape can be tiny, a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna just use the water. So far so good. And I like this paper so far. I'm gonna have this side. And if you already use this paper, let me know your experience. Okay, I like to hear that. What you think? Should I use more of this paper to do more future demonstration? Okay, I'm gonna put this in a little bit darker, like that, and can spread that a little bit more. Now I'm gonna show you actually with this brush. I'm gonna just put a little color. Okay, this is a little bit red, tiny, only in the tip of this brush. So I'm gonna do it like this, put it down like this, and because of there is quite a bit of shape at the top over here, it actually have the blending for you naturally, like that. Pretty good. And I'm gonna put that the dark color over here too. See that? That's right here. And coming down here, looking for that shape pretty interesting. I can add to have this a little bit up a little bit, and then I'm gonna have a little bit tiny darker. So I'm gonna have just put that color in. This pretty good. Taking the color pretty well. And at the bottom over here, I'm gonna have a little bit more red. Have a little bit richer color like that. This is pretty good. Now I'm gonna come back to this side. I'm gonna put it down like this. Look at my brush, like this, coming up a little bit higher. You can see the color gradually fading away like that. And the top over there get a little bit softer. This is pretty good. I'm gonna have a little bit brown, not the brown, it's just a little bit purplish color. Take a little bit, and I'm gonna have this pushing that in and coming right on this side, and have a little bit gap over here like that. And try to keep the freshness, okay? And so I'm gonna keep it a little bit more red instead of too much of the purplish. So I also going to have a little bit softer. I see how well this paper let me lift up the color. Oh, this is not bad. Now with the feel moving around, it's already get a little bit softer. Okay, this is good. And we'll come back to a little bit more clear over there. I'm going to just have a little bit red coming back over here. Put that in and coming onto this side and like that. This is good. And now on the outside over here, now I'm going to have just a little bit soft light color. This is good. And over there, I'm going to have a little bit more red right in here. That's good. A little bit red coming over there. This is pretty good. I can see that. Very nice. I'm going to have a little bit smaller shape over there. And now I'm going to put in the outside to have a little bit darker like that. And we're going to see. This could be just fine. Okay, that's good. I'm going to have a little bit softer right there. I'm going to have just a little bit blue color. A little bit tiny red shade blue color, which is what we use is the French ultramarine. Here you go. That's good. I'm going to have also a little bit different over here. Okay, a little bit different over here. So with a little bit value contrast and create that separation. Okay, this is good. All right, I'm going to have a little bit light color and give it a little bit smaller shape. And the bottom over here, also a little bit more red. And a little bit darker right here. This is good. Coming up. And this is a little bit color. And here. And the tip over there. This is good. Now, the time coming back over here. Now, just give it a little bit tiny. Oh, it's still a little wet. It looks like this paper is wet for a little bit longer time. So it could be a good thing. Depends on how you paint. If you want the paper, the paint wet a little bit longer, it may be a good feature for you. So I'm going to come back to do that after I finish the outside, right? I'm going to just use the water with this. I'm going to blend this color a little bit more going outside. Okay, this is pretty good already. Now I'm going to start paint because very much all the outside already dry of the flower. Now I'm going to start painting the background. Okay, let's take a look. And I'm going to start from the areas is already have the lighter color. So I'm going to actually use the water to soften that, to wet the area first. And I'm going to expect this a little bit softer, right? That's good. Don't let it come down to the flower too much. Okay, this is good. And it looks like the lifting features work okay on this paper. So I'm going to have the red, take a little red right in here, right? That's good, like that. Could be another flower over there. And I'm gonna put the red over here. Okay, this is good. Don't panic though. Okay, have fun. Okay, I'm gonna have this a little bit more yellow. Have a little bit just the blue. And just take a look, Prussian blue, right over here, like that. You see how this paper take the color. Okay, this is good. A little bit fresh color. You don't have to make it exactly look like that. Now I'm going to start painting the darker color. So I'm going to just take the Prussian blue, and this is good. I'm going to take the Prussian blue, make it very, very dark. I'm going to have some very, very dark red. I'm going to start from here. So I'm going to keep that a little bit, but everything is look like in the background. So don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to painting around the flower. Okay, looking at the edge. Okay, that's good. Keep going. Make it a little bit faster if you can. Okay, we want all the color on the outside kind of connected together. And here you go. That's good. And here we go. That's good. Like that. And have a little bit in. That's good. And come out. That's good. And coming in over here. That's wonderful. Okay. Wonderful. Keep going. Now, don't worry. Just look at, and also look at on this side. I'm going to have a little bit, get a little bit more red. And even get a little bit yellow. Okay. And here you go. I'm going to have that a little bit darker color right here. And going around over here. It's still a little wet. So, which is very good. I'm going to come back over here. Take a look at the color. Where's the edge? Okay, this is good. I'm going to go around this red color. Like that. Look before you decide what you're going to do. I'm going to have that a little bit. Right there, this is pretty good. I'm going to have that come in a little bit and coming out. Okay, we can continue doing a little bit more. I like that color, very soft over there. I'm going to coming down over here. And don't worry, we're going to try to use lifting. And take a look on this side, right? When I have the blue color and I'll make it even darker. Right outside over here, try to keep it a little bit more consistent. Get a little bit more green, yellow, mix in the blue. You get some very beautiful green color. Okay, that's good. Tap on it. You don't want it too light. Okay, coming over here and like that. That's good. A little bit opening, but I want it to be darker. I also put a little red color in here too. This is good. Okay, here we go. There, tap on it. So make the color. Make sure it's dark enough. Okay, that's good. Now, here you go. Okay, that's good. I'm going to coming down over here. Continue. Look for the shape. And when you push the color away from the paper, and it could be looks very light. So if you want to get a little bit darker, you need to add the color back into that. So this is good. That's the edge over here, like that. Okay, we can change the color as we go. We'll come back over here and make this a little bit darker. Okay, this is good. And if this is your first time to the channel, push subscribe and turn on notification. Also share with your friends. Okay, and we want more people seeing our demonstration, and also more people have fun with us together. Okay, that's good. Coming down over here, and here you go. That's good. Now all around the flower, we already get that. This is good. That's the color, very nice. I'm going to quickly go into some yellow. Just have the yellow color. This is still wet. Just put the yellow color in, and it would merge into the blue color, become a little bit brighter green. Okay, that's good. Like that. and coming onto this side. And here you go. Very good. I'm gonna get a little bit more blue. A little bit more blue over here. Get a little bit darker. And as well as a little bit darker over there. That's good. Like that. A little bit more blue. Here we go. Now I'm coming down over here. And on this, I'm going to have a little bit more yellow. On this, I have a little bit more purple. What that mean? We need to have a little bit more red over here. Just put the red color. I'm going to just put the color, red color, right in here. Okay, like that. And with the blue, it will appear to be more like a purplish. Okay, especially you have this color in. That's just good. Okay, now on the other side. Now I'm going to and have a lot more yellow and also clean up the yellow paint. Okay, I'm gonna have this. Okay, here we go. Okay, get a little bit more yellow paint. Okay, coming in over here. Okay, tap, tap, tap on it. It's good. Like that, coming in. Okay, that's just good. And the bottom over here looks pretty good. I'm gonna have a little bit more yellow over here too. It's still a little wet over here. Just brush on it, and this is good. And have a little bit of green over here too, and that's just good. And the bottom over here, I'm gonna have even more yellow, and right here, I'm gonna have that a little bit Prussian blue, and connect that in. So make that the background connected. This is good. Like that. This is a little bit more. This is good. You can keep going like this and doing a little bit more, right? And the top over here is still a little wet. So we don't want to change the things up there at this point because it's going to make it look the texture. And we're going to come back a little bit later to continue. At this point, watch out the bottom over here. It's very accumulate all the wet at the bottom because my paper is about 45-degree slanted. So I'm going to remove the excess at the bottom. Okay, and at this point, is the lifting may be a little bit too early. Okay. And I'm just going to use a little bit blue color at the top over here. I'm going to put a little bit brighter blue color over here. Soften that a little bit. And also a little bit blue. Soften that a little bit. Coming down like this. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to have the water. Soften that at the top over here. Not too much wet. That's just good. Just a little bit softer. That's good. Like that. I'm going to have some yellow and put it over here too. Okay, this is nice. Okay, that looks just very nice. And it's getting dry, but now we know this paper is actually being wet a little bit longer. So in that case, I'm going to let the whole thing dry before we come back, and I'm going to just put that a little bit red color right over here. Keep a little wet into the background like that, a little bit deeper color. So I'm going to take just a few minutes break and let it settle. Okay, it's getting dry a little bit more. Now I'm going to come back to the top over here. I want to make it even deeper, so I'm going to get the blue color and a little bit more blue. And I'm going to take a little blue, get a little bit more red into it, make it a little bit darker. Here you go. I'm going to have this. Here you go. Coming back here. Make sure you're going into the same consistent. Okay, this is good. I'm going to have that, and we're going to have a little bit red on the edge over here. Okay, here you go. I'm going to come over here. Here we go, like that. This brush is really helpful. Okay, you got to have a large flat brush. Okay, this is good. I'm going to have a little bit red and mix into this. And this, you have to do that after it dries, right? Okay, this is good. And I'm gonna have this also, just put a little shape over here, make it appear to be darker. And also over here, I'm gonna put a little bit darker. Just think about shape. And over here, so we're gonna see how the paper is gonna take it. Okay, this is good. And I'm gonna coming onto this side. I'm gonna come a little bit more yellow. Here you go. Mix it into the blue a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Now that's good. The color look a little bit thicker and a little bit richer. Okay, that's good. Like that. That's the second round. That's good. Okay, now coming down over here, the second round, and I want the color a little bit more. Feel a little bit more deeper, solid, and a little bit fading away in the distance. Okay, that's good. Okay, now I'm gonna have a little bit more yellow and make the color a little bit richer green. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put that right here. Connect the color down. Okay, here we go. This is good. And I'm gonna soften into the surrounding. This is good. I like that. So far, so good. Now I'm gonna get a little bit red. Okay, this is good. A little bit red over here. And second round. That's good. Put that a little red into this space. That's good. A little bit softer color. Also put a little red in the middle over here too. Okay, this is good. Like that. And a lot better. The color a lot better now. And the deep color get deeper. This is pretty good. Now I'm gonna just let go the excess wet at the bottom. Just use a little bit tissues. Okay, here you go. Now putting at the bottom over here and lift away the excess wet. At this point, it's a good time for me to start actually do a little lifting to see whether or not how that's gonna work. Okay, now I'm gonna clean the brush. Okay, clean a little bit. And I know this is going to be draw the line down over here over the flower. So the bottom right here. And like this. Just a little bit lighter. Oh, not bad. Okay. Like a 45 degree to the paper. Not directly from the top. I'm going to do one more. That's good. That's already good enough for the light side. Okay, right in here. I'm gonna have that little bit soft. Doesn't have to be very clear. A little bit soft, a little bit more like a warm stem for the flower. I'm gonna just lift up a little bit. That's good enough. Okay, and coming through over here on the top, there's a little bit like that coming up. I like it. Okay, here you go. A little bit lighter. Okay, don't get that into the flower. And make sure that I'm gonna have this from the top of the flower here going up like that. Here you go. This is good. Now I'm gonna take a look at this stem. Okay, this a little bit. I'm gonna leave it right here. Okay. It's getting there. That's pretty good. I'm gonna add this, and also the top. I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. Just use the, but you don't have to make it so clear. So it's okay. You can make it feel like a little bit distance. Right. I'm gonna see coming over here. I'm gonna change the angle and coming a little bit more straight like this. Okay. And when you do the lifting too early, it could cause the problem too, because the pink and the wet pink can directly coming back. So it will lose that track. So I maybe have this, only one. That's could be good enough. And a little bit like that. Also the tip over here, a little bit lighter. On the shadow side, I just use a little bit red. This is fine. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit shape over here too. Okay, like that. Okay, take away too much wet at the bottom. This is good. And over here, and this is okay. It's gonna be a little bit darker than here, so they will be fine. And then carry down over here. This is the area that getting the light, and the flower blocking quite a bit, part of the shape. Okay, this is good, like that. That's gonna make it very interesting. In the bottom over here, I'm gonna give it a little bit more clear. This is pretty good, and getting there. Now we're gonna finish up the painting. Before we go in to do those, I'm gonna come back to take a look at the flower. Is there anything else I should be doing? Okay, now making sure the paint is a little bit more clean, a little bit more clear, right? The flower looks good already, so I'm gonna have this a little bit more clear. You see that? That's suggesting that is the petal over here. I'm gonna have this softer, blending it to there. I'm gonna make a little bit water, and if it's not soft enough, you can use the water to help you. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit red right at the bottom over here. Now is the good time. Okay, I'm gonna have that coming this way. Okay, this is good. I'm gonna have a little bit more red. Here you go. Okay, there we go. There's a little bit brighter color. That's good. At the bottom over here, I'm gonna have that coming in this shape. That's just good. I'm gonna also have this coming up a little bit. So I'm gonna clean the brush, and I'm gonna just get a little bit tiny more red. Okay, coming over here. That's just good. And also a little bit tiny more red coming up over here. That's good. Now this is called details, and you can make it even more convincing. Okay, here we go, like that. Here we go, like that. That's good. Softer. And now when looking over here, and maybe in the middle over here, we can have a little bit tiny texture line, like that coming down, even though we don't really see much about it. And you can think about this is a little bit lighter coming over here, like that. And also have a little bit cast shadow onto this. I'm gonna get just very tiny red, and so create the impressions of this petal and over that. This is good. Okay, now we see the outside, so we can see a little bit better about how dark is this color supposed to be. I'm gonna wrap around over here, so we can have this a little bit darker. And now I'm gonna have the water bleed it over, and like that. Okay, this is good. Have it a little bit. That's good. I'm gonna have a little bit tiny brighter red, and the inside over here too. That's just good. And as well as the inside over here can be a little bit more red because of the translucence of the flower petal. I can bleed this outside. It's already dry, so very easy to do that. This is good. I think that's pretty good. I just need to have a little bit tiny separation between this petal and the petal up over there. Okay, and I also have a little bit more separate between that two. I can see this is pretty good. And the flower is already pretty good already. Has not much complaining. So now I'm gonna I'm gonna do this stem a little bit later because I need to give enough time for the flower to dry. So I'm gonna do in the bottom over here. I'm gonna get a little bit yellow, right? And yellow, and get a little red, and this is a little bit orange color. This is already good enough, right? Now I'm gonna put that color right here. That's good. And coming down, maybe the color too thick, so I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. Okay, a little bit thinner. And here we go. And like this. Here you go. That's good. I'll come back to do the right side. Have a little bit shadow. Okay. That's good. A little bit darker shadow. Okay. That's just good. Now I'm gonna paint this stem. Okay. I'm gonna have a little bit blue. It's just a little bit more greenish color, but on the top, actually I have a little bit more of the brownish color. Okay, I'm gonna take that one over here, and from here down, it's just painting the lighter shape, the light side, right here, coming all the way here. That's good. That's good. And then over here, I'm gonna have this coming this way. Look at it, think about it before you do it. Okay, don't do that without thinking. So this is good. This is the light side. I'm gonna have a little bit more red. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit more red. Put it in here, and put a little bit more red right in here. Now the color turned into very dark. I'm gonna have that blue and the red color. This is gonna be making it very dark. Okay, and I'm gonna have this coming down all together. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have this a little bit darker, the star, the cast shadow, and coming down all the way here. I'm gonna have that coming over here, and coming down all the way. This is good. Maybe a little bit too clear, maybe okay, so we're gonna see. Okay, I'm gonna change it to a little bit more red, and have a little bit more like this, a little bit lighter, coming down over here. Okay, that's good. And you go, the shadow side and the light side. You see that? That's very interesting. Like this. Now you can see this. Pretty interesting already. Okay, a little bit. And now coming back over there, get a little bit blue, a little bit blue, a little bit darker like that on the shadow side. Maybe a little bit red too. You can see it's very much the same darkness color on the shadow side and also in the cast to shadow. So I'm going to just, this is still a little wet, which is great. So I'm going to have that a little bit more graduate changing. On the other side, we're going to have a little bit more greenish. I'm going to change the shape a little bit more like this. This is good. And I'm going to have a little bit green. You see a little bit green over here. So we don't need that much water. So get the yellow and the blue. And that's a little bit more green. Okay, this is good. I'm going to have that. Here you go. Coming to, this is still wet. Perfect. Now I have that a little bit three-dimensional. Okay, that's good. And now coming back over here, also have that. Now this is good. Now I'm gonna have actually using this, the green color. I think the flowers is ready. And get a little bit red, a little bit tiny red. Okay, now coming over here all the way. So I'm gonna start over here, coming down, and take a look. Can be maybe a little bit lighter. Okay, do the light side first, a little bit lighter. Okay, don't need too much paint. Okay, right here, all the way coming down. Over here first, stop at this point. Okay, here you go. Now I'm gonna going. Okay, keep going. Okay, beautiful so far. Yeah. Okay, a little bit straight, coming over here. Now a little bit turn, and then continue. Okay, so slow down. No need to rush. Okay, here you go. And here you go, coming down over here. Okay, that's good. Like that. And I'm gonna have this a little bit more straight. That's good. The top over here. And all right, let's continue. And I'm gonna have a little bit darker, tiny darker. And when you think about darker, mostly blue, right? Has to have the blue to make it darker. There's 3 color. And just the blue, red, and the yellow. So yellow will be very light. Now I'm going to take a little red. I don't think we need to paint the flower anymore. And it's already done for this painting. So get that little bit red over there. This is good. Now also take the little red over here, like that. Coming over here, this is good. Like that. This is good. And now I'm going to coming over here too. This is good. A little bit more. Look at the shape of that. Okay, here we go. And coming up like this shape. I'm going to get a little bit tiny more red. Here you go. That's a little bit brighter with this red. Okay, here we go. Coming over here. Coming up. And here you go. And coming over. That's good. That's good. Like that. And then coming here, they have another shape over here. If you want to have a little bit lighter area, you can always light it up. Okay, this is another shape over here. That's pretty good. And we're gonna have a little bit more red. Let's see that. Let's have fun. It's just think about, you know, there's always a method and a process to get things done a little bit better. So you just search the way that you want it. Okay, that's good. Now I have that, something blocking, right? This is good. Now we're gonna have a little bit darker color. This is good. It's still a little bit wet. This is good. So you're gonna have feeling a little bit more softer in the shadow side. Okay, here you go. Coming down like this. And I'm gonna have a little bit more green color. Okay, a little bit too much red. Okay, here you go. Like that. Coming all the way. Okay, that's good. And there's a little bit more shadow, a little bit darker right here. Okay, looking up over here. I think it's good. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back over there. But this, I'm gonna make that a little bit more clear because this is the light blocking. This catch the shadow. I'm also gonna have this a little bit darker here too. And here you go. And coming here. Okay, that's good. Like that. And the front over here, I can wash that, make it a little bit lighter. I'm gonna put a little bit orange color over here in a bit. So I'm gonna see whether or not I can just lift it up with this calligraphy brush. And actually it works. And seeing that, that's pretty good. Very easy to lift. And I'm gonna take a look on this side. Also gonna have even a little bit darker. Okay, that's good. And then going back over there, get a little bit red. I see a little bit red with this. That's a sharp shape. That's nice. And another sharp shape like that. That's pretty good. And a little bit like that. That's pretty good. Get a little bit gray color. Get a little bit more blue. a little bit gray color right here. Okay, that's good. And also a little bit color, a little bit suggestions of that. It may be a little bit too much going on over there, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna have a little bit more blue color. I'm gonna have it on this side, even make it a little bit deeper, and make a little bit deeper right in between. Okay, that's interesting. Make a little bit deeper color. I'm gonna soften that a little bit. Okay, soften that a little bit. Make it a little bit more integrate into the background. This is great. We need a little bit more red color. Gonna have the little red over here too. I'm gonna put a little bit brighter, deeper red. Okay, like this. And soften the surrounding. Make it more like in the distance. Just this is good. All right. Now I'm gonna come in to get the red color. A little bit red, maybe a little bit more brownish color, like that. Now I'm gonna paint it into here. Here you go. And see this color very thin, like that. This is good. I'm gonna have that coming up over here. Like this, that's good. And coming down over here and down. This is good. Gonna have a little bit tiny suggestions. I'm gonna have this red and the blue color. Now on this side, it'll be a little bit darker. Just tap on it. Okay, here you go. Now, look a lot more like a three-dimensional. That's good. And on this side, yeah, like that. This is good. I'm also going to do that right over here. And that's a little bit shape coming over. That's good. Like that. And I'm going to put a little bit more like an orange in this color. Always a little bit orange when it's brighter. Okay, here we go. I'm going to have that a little bit brighter right there. This is good. Seeing a little bit light over there. I'm going to have a little bit more red color. Make this a little bit brighter right in this. And also going to lift up a little bit. And maybe I'm going to have a little bit tiny, a little bit more. Like not enough. I'm going to have that maybe a little bit like a little bit opening like that. And more interesting. Now I'm going to light up a little bit over here to create a dimension. Okay, I'm going to light up just a little bit tiny. Make it a little bit lighter. Is this actually much easier? Now when I say much easier, the lip is a little bit easier than that the arches paper on the liftability. So I'm going to have that a little bit red. Just put it here. Now this area a little bit lighter, so it appears to be brighter. Okay, that's good. Like that. And this is good. Really good. Okay. And this a little bit more red coming over here. And this a little bit warmer here too. This is good. And get a little bit red over here too. Okay. Here you go. And have a little bit red over here. And a little bit red in there. And a little bit more right over there. Okay, this is good. All right. This very good already, but I'm gonna have a little bit more greenish color on the shadow side. I'm gonna have a little bit more smoother. Just add the green color to it. Okay, this is good. And I'm gonna do one more time. Okay, the top over here looks like it's not really deep enough. We want it to be darker right at the top. Okay, I'm gonna have just the Prussian blue. Prussian blue is very, very thick. So I'm gonna just do that one more time. Okay, before I call this painting finished, I'm gonna just use this color. Put it right there. I'm gonna have this coming in and out. Here you go, this shape, the outside. Okay, here you go. Okay, move it. Move the wet shade to this side. Okay, that's good. I'm going to refine the edge. That's good. That's good. Okay, tap on it. That's good. Now this color is going to be a lot deeper. Okay, on the other side, I'm going to have clean the brush first. I'm going to have a little bit more red. Okay, take a little bit more red and put it in here. And this color is not going to be just red. It's going to look like a very deep color. Okay, yeah, and there you go, like this. Very deep. That's good. I'm going to have a little bit over here on this side too. Like that. This is good on the top. And now the bottom over here, I'm going to take the yellow, mix into this color and continue. Okay, this would be the last round for the background. Okay, that's good. Coming down over here, like that. Okay, very nice. Okay, much deeper. And now I'm going to, you see how many rounds I already painted the background, and the paper is still holding up pretty well. I'm happy with that. And I'm going to put a little bit darker shape over here too. I'm going to put the little darker shape outside, pointing around this stem. Okay, that's good, like that. Okay, and a little bit more darker right in the middle. This is good. I don't want to get into all over everywhere. This is good, like that. That's good. Now I'm going to come back over here, and this is quite an experiment. Okay, here you go. I get a little bit lighter. Okay, there you go. Okay, here you go, like that. Let's just put a little bit green color, a little bit light yellow. Now I'm going to get a lot more yellow, except bleed this color in. That's good, like that. A little bit coming, welcome it down. Okay, that's good. Okay, and there on this side, I'm gonna get a little bit more red. Have a little bit more red over here. So when you do something like that in a large background, you got to use a flat brush. I believe I've said that more than once in this painting. So either you use this brush or any flat brush you use, it will be helpful. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more there. So don't do too much. So just see a little bit red on this side. Yes, you're fine. Okay, like that. Connect that over. And here you go. I'm going to get a little bit darker with the red. Get a little bit darker right in here. I need to break this shape a little bit and break this shape a little bit. And that's good. Okay. And I'm going to have a little bit darker shape over here too. And here we go. Okay, like that. Bleed a little bit. And then this painting is finished. What do you think about this paper? Let me know. If you also like oil painting, you can see how I do this in another YouTube channel. The link is in the description. I will see you in my next video.